And divorce and social media. What should you watch what you write online when your marriage falls apart?
From CTV News, this is Canada AM with Beverly Thompson and Seamus O'Regan.
We talk constantly about the impact social media has on our lives, but a man and his lawyer may be charting new territory.
Stuff I seen on Facebook and stuff her friends were telling me, I was just done with it.
This is not the first time we've used information like this. This is the first time we've used it in this method.
They convinced a judge to order the husband and wife to give up their passwords to their social media accounts. The couple also isn't allowed to delete any information from their pages. So, is this the new relationship reality in a digital world? Andrew Feldstein is a family lawyer. He's here with more on how social media is affecting divorce cases. It affects everything in our lives now. Social websites, whether it's Facebook or Twitter or anything, and it's even used in criminal investigations. But is this crossing the line that a judge says, okay, both of you cough up your passwords to your lawyers?
In my view, it is. There should be an expectation of privacy to a certain extent. If you have 2,000 friends on Facebook and one of those friends is telling your former spouse about what you're posting on Facebook, well, then you've lost your privacy. But what if you have 4 friends on Facebook and they're very close friends? It's no different, in my view, than talking to people or sending people emails. When you send an email, you have the risk that they may send it to your former spouse.
Would you say that it would be, maybe not similar to, but on a different level, if someone were to have a conversation privately from their home on a phone call to someone, but they say, well, wait a sec, we have the right to tape all those phone calls?
Well, in Ontario, one person can tape record a phone call, but recently the Court of Appeal came out very clearly against the concept of tape recording conversations of your spouse.
Right.
So in that sense, one person can give evidence to say, you told me that you weren't caring for your kids or you left your children at home alone, and that maybe evidence would be admissible. The difference here is it's almost as if you're being forced to give that information rather than that other party giving it to the spouse.
There's a number of different cases that have been popping up as a result of this. 2 of them in Pennsylvania, 2 different judges. One judge who befriended somebody to find out more. And there's another judge in Pennsylvania as well that said that he had the right to look at somebody's Facebook. Has there been a challenge that you know of where people said, wait a second, that's my private Facebook?
In Canada, I'm not aware of any. I did do a search on the case law in terms of the term Facebook on one of the search engines, and there's been 126 cases in Ontario in Canada when I did the search that had used the term Facebook. So it can be used in cases. Yeah. There's a good example of a case out of Alberta where a dad was making all sorts of negative statements about the mother on Facebook when their daughter was a friend.
And so she's exposed to all of that.
Exactly. And that came down against the father in the custody hearing.
But there's, I mean, tough to legislate common sense. I guess the caveat would be, in a perfect world, you know, you could say my Facebook could be open to anybody because there's nothing incriminating or anything that I'd be worried about on there. But that's not the case in a lot of situations, right?
Well, you have to be smart. If you're going to be on Facebook and you're going to have hundreds of friends, don't say things that you know are going to come back to haunt you. It's if you're going to say on Facebook, I'm making a lot of money, I'm having a great year, and then tell your spouse in the family law proceeding you're starving and you have no money, well, expect that one of your friends, if you have several hundred, are going to go tell that to your spouse. That's common sense, but people don't always have it.
Do you expect we'll see a lot more of these challenges, though, for people that are having their Facebooks and MySpaces, I mean, if they're embroiled in any kind of a legal matter?
I expect I'll have a lot of clients, because of the press of this particular case from the U.S., asking me for exactly that. I don't believe that courts here will be inclined to make those orders.
Be interesting to see. Thank you so much for weighing in.
Thank you for having me.